you, whoever is watching this in this moment, are the creator of your reality, a co-creator with the universe. I came out here with just the intention of sitting down and making music, but I really have been wanting to make a video, and I feel like it's time to just strap in and just do it, get it done. Yeah, I don't know, I guess recently the vibe has been, I don't know, okay, let me just be honest, let me just be real and see if a video comes of this. I've been really nervous to record. So I uploaded my first video and I thought it was really good. I thought it was really, really good, and I felt like I had a message and something to put out there. And now I feel like, wow, I don't really know what I want to say or what I want to talk about. Like, there's so many things that I do want to talk about, and beliefs that I hold, and discoveries that I've come across along my journey, whether it's a spiritual journey or just a human journey, or both. There's so many things that I have uncovered and discovered, and I guess that I'm just kind of scared to talk about it because I don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want to hurt anybody, and definitely I don't want to argue. I don't want to put anything out into the world that is going to cause me to be at a lower place. And I guess that's just kind of up to me and the steps I take moving forward with my creations, and that's kind of the place that I've been coming to, is like, sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and do it. You just have to do it. You just have to be uncomfortable. It always comes back down to that very same thing of just, I can't really think about what's gonna happen, as a result of, because I don't know. The future is unknown. It's non-existent. We're shaping it right here in the now. And I guess that's where like a lot of my anxiety comes from, is I'm like, oh my god, what if I'm doing the now wrong? But I think, you would know, and we do know inherently when we're not doing right by ourselves. There's that feeling you get in your soul, in your chest, in your body when you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. And if you're an overthinker like I am, or you're someone who over-intellectualizes your feelings rather than like actually really just feeling it in your body, in your heart, that can be really difficult to identify. And I guess something that can really help and has been helping me a lot recently is just thought experiments. So try to imagine a time where you have been doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing, whether it's lying or I don't know, just I don't know, like maybe you stealing, you're just doing something that doesn't feel right in your heart, and feel that feeling. Imagine one of those situations where you lied to somebody you loved, or you just did something really heinous to somebody you really cared about, and feel that feeling. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it fucking sucks. I know we spend our day-to-day trying to avoid these exact things, but my love, that's why it comes back around. That's why you don't want to wake up in the morning. That's why you don't want to go to bed at night. That's why you don't want to do the yoga meditation. That's why you don't want to change your belief systems, is because it's uncomfortable. And that's just gonna keep rolling back around. That's kind of we got a theme going around here. Cycles. So breaking patterns, breaking cycles comes down to really experiencing it fully. So the whole point of that is you're taking this thing that you have shoved so deep into your subconscious. You have pushed it back so far that you don't want to think about it, you don't want to feel it, maybe you naturally block it out. And what you're doing, and this is alchemy, this is spirituality, this is how I see the spiritual process. I'm not looking at it as this dogmatic, religious, like putting power outside of myself and worshiping outside of myself. It's a really simple process that the whole universe takes a part in, which is taking the things that exist in this dark space, the unknown, the unseen, right? And we're bringing that up into the light. Great example, the womb, the mother's womb, right? The mother, this is why the subconscious is the feminine, and the moon represents, the feminine, women's cycles, the ocean, right? Waters, emotions. This is the feminine womb. And it is dark. And that is where the seed is first planted, in the darkness. When you plant a seed in the ground, it's planted in the darkness. And the child is born into the light. The same as the seed. The seed is born into the light. So we're forever coming from this lower, darker place and moving upwards and forwards into the light. And this is just a natural, universal process. Sun and moon, right? We have our night where we sleep and we're in the unconscious, subconscious mind, and then we wake into the conscious self, right? You will see this pattern, this cycle. This is a natural cycle of life, repeat itself. Now, if you resist the pattern, if you resist the cycle, you will find yourself in exactly that place of resistance. See, these cycles are natural, okay? You don't control whether the sun rises in the morning and sets at night, okay? We don't have control over these greater forces outside of ourselves. We do have control over whether or not we want to be a part of these cycles, right? And what feels good and resonant for us. So if we want to wake with the sun and sleep with the night and be in a natural rhythm in that way, we can choose to do so. And being in that rhythm has been shown to improve our mood and make us feel balanced and connected. And what I've found and what I'm discovering every single day along this journey is that balance is really what we are all seeking. Our soul seeks it, therefore our body seeks it, therefore our mind and our heart seek it as well. And it is this self within us, I'll call it the ego, that is so afraid of destroying these belief systems that it's created for itself, that it will push away these cycles, really because it can be either boring or uncomfortable. Those are two of the biggest things. Is it's like waking up every day and brushing your teeth. It's not fun. I mean, you can make it fun. You can definitely make it fun. But it within itself, right? Taking a shit and wiping your ass. It's not fun, but it's something we have to do in order to maintain ourselves, to keep up with ourselves. And it's really that same thing with every cycle. That's just the physical functions. What about our emotions? What about our mind? What are we feeding ourselves? This is something I talked about a lot in my last video. What are we putting inside of ourselves? A lot of it just comes down to, when it comes to creation and wanting to make a change in your life, just fucking do it. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. And you just gotta do it. And another thing that I've learned recently, you don't have to do everything. I don't know who out there needs to hear this, but it's so resonant to me that somebody out there is going to pick up on this vibration and be here with me, and I can hold your hand and tell you right now that I've been there. I've been exactly where you're at. I'm probably still there right now, and it's gonna be okay. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do affirmations one day and wake up the next day and love yourself. It won't work that way. The likeliness of that happening is slim to none. It just doesn't happen like that. Simply because when you are in a momentum, when something has been going in this one direction for so long, and it is only picking up speed, stopping that force is difficult. So what we're doing, instead of hitting the brakes and potentially flying out the window, what we can do is we can slowly ease the pedal and slowly ease into who we are becoming, who we are always becoming, okay? And remember this, it is who we are always becoming. It's not who we could or, want to or desire to be, although those desires are a part of it and a part of our ego and are important. We are always becoming more of ourselves. We are always becoming deeply involved, more involved into who we truly are. It's not something we have to force, or at least I'm giving you the perspective that it's not something that you have to force. This is something that we can mostly ease and surrender ourselves into, because I believe that the whole process of resisting this natural ebb and sway of the universe that we are so naturally a part of is something that is kind of taught to us, something that we learned from our parents, who learned from their parents and their parents, and so on and therefore. And it's a lot of deep-rooted ancestral trauma, stuff that's been kind of running through our DNA for so long. So again, it can be really hard when that momentum has been going throughout not just your life, but the lives of your predecessors, to stop it. And it can be, and likely will be, a very uncomfortable process at times. Sometimes it will feel wonderful to release and wonderful to let go. And sometimes it will be incredibly painful. And I invite you to be brave and to trust in yourself, and know that the power I perceive does not lie outside of yourself. There is no external savior that is going to come and fix everything for you. It is fully within your hands, and I know that can be maybe scary for some people. For other people, that can be incredibly liberating. But just understand that you are so powerful. You are truly the creator of your reality. I truly believe that. You, whoever is watching this in this moment, are the creator of your reality, a co-creator with the universe. And you get to take everything that you have been given, all of these tools that you have been given, and you get to build something, create something. And you don't have to wait until this thing pops up, or until this person says this one thing, or until this happens. You don't have to wait for anything or anyone, as I have been doing in making these videos. I've been like, oh, well, I need to have a topic for the video first, or I need to feel a spiritual download come on first. And honestly, the best you can do is really just do it. And if it doesn't turn out the way you were expecting, then I invite you to be curious about that and ask yourself where you might want to improve. So really, with this perspective in mind, there's no losing. You can't really go wrong or do bad, because if you fuck up or fail, or at least have like this perceived failure, then there's something to be obtained from that, which is a lesson to be learned, something to gain, something to grow from. I think it's really in all of our best interests to, surrender to our desires and our urges as people, to our need to create and to put out into the world, and our need to break cycles and evolve and understand that this is normal and natural. And again, this is a process of uncovering the darkness, befriending it, dancing with it, being one with it. So don't be afraid of the negative thoughts that might pop into your mind from time to time. Instead, I invite you to try to be curious about these thoughts. Be a friend to these thoughts. Imagine that you were your closest friend and they were grieving to you. Oh, I've been having these negative thoughts. Are you going to shame them and judge them? Or are you going to give them space to express how they feel so that they may move on? That is something that we can do for ourselves, is understand that these thoughts don't make us who we are. Ultimately, it is our actions that create the person that we truly are in the world, because our actions have become solidified. They have gone from the realm of the unknown and infinite possibilities and mysteries, and we've pulled it down here from the prima materia, right? This infinite realm, down to this physical realm. This is alchemy. This is manifestation. This is the true law of attraction, where we're taking thoughts and ideas and we're either asking ourselves, is this resonant with me, right? Can I feel this and does it feel good? If not, how can I let it go, right? If so, how can I embody this? And turning it into true objective reality, tangible, material things, or even just tangible relationships, interactions, experiences. This is truly what we were put here to do. I believe deep down in my heart that this is what we are here to do. We are here to create, to enjoy, to explore, and to have fun, and to truly understand and be fully involved within all of these wonderful, wonderful things. We have to first and foremost experience what it would be to not to be that, in order to define the light. There is no true light without the darkness to define it, to give it its characteristics, right? So understanding this and truly understanding polarity is a huge part of becoming one and balanced in our spiritual journey, becoming a whole individual, an individualized self. It's so curious how we can play with these vacillations between light and darkness and find peace in even the cruelest of moments. If we want to break patterns that are no longer serving us in our highest interest, the best thing we can do is take it one step at a time. Micro movements are everything. Every tiny thing you do adds up to a greater momentum. Build something from the smallest foundation and watch it grow into a whole empire. It is possible. It takes time, yes, but time is all we have. I promise you're gonna get exactly where you need to be, and all you need to do is trust. And I get it. Trusting is a journey in of its own, and I'm wishing you all the best in that journey towards self-discovery, self-love. And I will continue as I make discoveries on my own journey to create videos for conscious creators such as yourself, where we can discuss ways that we can learn to trust ourselves. So again, try out our thought experiment. Put yourself in a position where you were very, very uncomfortable, where you knew that you weren't doing something the way that was resonant with you, that you were doing something that felt off to you. And I invite you to truly and fully acknowledge that feeling so that you may recognize what it feels like when you are not in alignment with yourself and what it feels like when you are feeling wonderful. It will really help you to be discerning in moments where you need to make a decision. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much for sticking with me in this video. And yeah, namaste.